The reserve forces have been deployed now in what's been called the biggest and the fastest mobilization in Israeli history. What are the next steps? Retired Colonel of the IDF, Miri Eisin, is with us now. And, sir, thank you for your time. It's nice to see you, ma'am. Colonel, thank you for being here. Can you give us an understanding about what it's like to conduct a war in an area like the Gaza Strip?
We're not at the stage that we're in the Gaza Strip conducting that war. We're still doing it at this stage from outside, if it's from the aircraft, from artillery, where we're conducting ground operations in the oddest way, Bill. I mean, you've been here a lot over the years, is inside the state of Israel, in all of those different communities that I'm sure you've been showing. That's where they're doing right now what I'll call the clean up against the terror cells that came in droves on Saturday, bringing in an enormous amount of weapons. The next stage will be when we do go in on a ground operation. That is going to look as bad as it sounds, and there is no easy way. I very much agree with the person talking before that we have no choice. Going in right now, you cannot allow the 30,000 terrorist operatives that are in the Gaza Strip. It says until now that maybe we killed 1,500 in Israel. That means that there's 20,000, 30,000 still in the Gaza Strip with an enormous amount of weapons and different types of capabilities that they showed on Saturday. And to get to that, you have to do a ground operation at the price that it's going to take. They hide behind their own civilians.
Colonel, this is Secretary Austin on having no conditions around the military equipment sent into Israel. Listen here.
In terms of conditions that we would place on the security assistance that we're providing to Israel, we've not placed any conditions on the provision of this equipment. This is a professional military led by professional leadership.
These are going to be huge decisions in the days and weeks to come as to what exactly how we help Israel prepare, what we provide to them, how that is used. What does all of that look like, Colonel?
When we're looking at it right now, I mean, the first thing is going to be to fill up what we need. For example, a lot more of the Iron Dome interceptors. I mean, with everything going on, this was the most barbaric attack that we'll talk about extensively. It's still going on in that sense against civilians and civilian communities in such a broad way. And parallel to that, firing thousands upon thousands of rockets into Israel over the last 6 days. So it's to fill up the munitions themselves. It's to give us, in that sense, the capability to be able to continue to withstand those rockets. And let's be clear, nobody yet knows what's going to happen on Israel's northern front with Hamas's big brother, I have no better way to put it, which is the second hybrid terror organization like Hamas, only it's 10 times bigger. And we need to have the capability to be able to withstand any kind of opening of an additional front. And hovering in the background is the Iranian threat, but right now I'm focused on first against this Hamas infrastructure that you have to take apart. We're informing neighborhoods, leave them. We're not going to let these Hamas terrorists sit inside amongst you in the Gaza Strip, and we need the capabilities to be able to withstand the opening of a second front in the north by Hezbollah. All of these are things that the United States, what can I say? It's most amazing. For us, it's so strong. I'm sure you talked about this yesterday, but the only thing that brought a smile to Israeli faces yesterday after President Biden's speech, which was amazing, was the arrival of the aircraft carrier, because it makes us feel more secure, certainly when we're looking at the possibility of a northern front.
Colonel, your Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, earlier today said Hamas must be eliminated. You know the history, you know your country, and you know what Hamas has just done. Is that possible?
I'm going to be very clear, and I'm not the Prime Minister. You may have noticed that. I am a counter-terrorism expert. The Islamic State, ISIS, was absolutely crushed. It was not eliminated, Bill. And Hamas will be crushed. And I say, sadly, it will not be eliminated. This has to do with very long-term issues about terror organizations, how they do the recruiting, who are the young people who are going into them. It's not just they're being brainwashed, they're being recruited in. They're not being told, come kill people. They're being told, come free. And you see some of that in such a perverted way on U.S. campuses right now, but that's a different challenge. No, we're not going to be able to eliminate them, but we will crush them harshly.
Colonel, thank you very much for joining us. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.